Chapter 6, Angels in the Light. Alien Mindbreaker. Unknown. Life forms, by definition, are life forms you had never seen or knew existed. They may come in all shapes, sizes, and colors, as well as their advanced technology. Knowing how alien civilizations think and attempting to communicate with other life forms, possibly millions of years ahead of ours, may not be possible. Right and left, our philosophies, religions, and laws may not exist in their world. Therefore, you must set aside limiting beliefs and look outside of the box of rational thinking when trying to discover alien technology or their methods of communication and travel. Please complete the exercises below to the best of your ability. Locate an object at least 1 foot tall and 6 feet away from you. Then, please focus on the object for at least 30 seconds and imagine it's a futuristic hologram. 1. If the object you observe could think and observe you, how would it determine if you were real and not a hologram if it was not allowed to touch you? 2. What would you want your futuristic hologram to look like if you could design the hologram to look like anything you chose? Fifth contact continues. Hercules Hills, January 1st, 2003, 10 a.m. The eventful morning continued to mold into shape as I stared into the storybook clouds. Suddenly, I had trouble breathing. I looked around for Sharon, but she had already gone to bed and would not wake for hours. Then, a small section of the godly mist, hovering directly above me, separated from its larger mass. As the narrow, condensed vapor moved slowly across the front of the clouds, a bright glare appeared on its surface. The glare was so consuming that I could feel its presence permeating the pits of my stomach. I wouldn't have been able to endure observing without squinting. Shortly after, an implausible formation came to life. I could not comprehend what I was watching. My mind began to scramble. I spoke aloud. "There's no way this can be real." Straight from a comic book, a bulldog cartoon character stood confidently on the clouds before me. The inspiring revelation knocked me for a loop. The suspect cartoon character had a large head shaped like a human being, which appeared to be part bulldog and part man. As it strolled quickly back and forth along the cloudy surface, it acted like it didn't have a care in the world as I examined the soul-shaking activity. Bewildered, I shook my head repeatedly. I moved a few feet closer to get a better view of the visitor. When we locked eyes, the bulldog character waved passionately in my direction as though he had found a new best friend. At first introduction, I was too engulfed in the absurdity of the moment to wave back. I took a few seconds to allow my hollow expressions and the initial jolt to subside. When confident that I was observing a real, animated cartoon character in the clouds, I took a long pause and waved back. For approximately 15 seconds, the character continued to wave before dashing back and forth across the giant pillow of mist. He enthusiastically jumped up and down, stopped, placed both hands on his hips and leaned over, panting as if exhausted. Then he bowed as if finishing his fantastic performance in front of a large crowd, the large crowd being me. I smiled at the character's exaggerated actions, as this was far beyond the scope of reality. I was beyond shocked at the sighting. Once the bulldog dialed down its lively energy, The rambunctious character stared high into the sky like it was daydreaming, or waiting for another unsettling event to come forth. As I watched, words, reasons, motives, and rational thinking escaped me. To observe a flying disk ship or an entire fleet hover above me was certainly more believable than watching an overactive cartoon resurrect himself out of the godly steam of Mother Nature. Approximately 11 a.m. As the morning continued to undress the night, colossal puffs of white clouds hanging over the fields heading east marched onto the scene. When they moved directly above me, the bulldog character delivered another signature wave and pointed to the nearby clouds. Then, small sections of ominous vapor immediately separated from their more substantial body. The vapor then produced what most religious individuals would describe as angels. I was mesmerized. How could this happen? Could angels exist? I had only believed in the slim possibility of angels existing in the form of spirits. I never thought I could see them flying in the sky. Nevertheless, the fertile clouds had given birth to 12 characters resembling angels. My mind could only accept that these angels could indeed be holograms or some special effects created by the extraterrestrials. When the angels took over the sky with their presence, the bulldog character watched closely, with a significant focus, and his arms crossed in front of his chest. Somehow, the angels and bulldog spawned from the seeds of their shadowy world, and I had no explanation for how or why. Fierce winds died down as the angels assessed the land below. The supreme giants were no longer a part of the vast steam floating around them. They were moving independently with elegance and grace. As they drew in front of the sizable misty domain, they illuminated the sky with bright light remnants, forming their bodies. At an estimated 9 to 12 feet in height, the angels' giant wings and long, distorted, slim legs accentuated their passive movements. Miniature helmets or some skeletal structures encased their even smaller heads. Their thin lips and pointy beaks reminded me of sparrows. Although their broad wings did not flap, they easily navigated through the silky sky slowly and methodically. They apparently only needed soft breezes to defeat gravity and gather around me. In complete unison, the brilliant attractions glided toward me and halted. The apparent leader then moved ahead of the pack, as though expressing his inner thoughts with subtle expressions. The leader turned his head ever so slightly from right to left. The angelic creature looked like he desired to spark a conversation, but could not fulfill his wish. Instead, he just gazed with great compassion and intellect. Why would an intelligent society from the stars display playful cartoon characters in the clouds? Were the angels genuine or holograms produced by alien technology? Has anybody else witnessed giant angels floating in the clouds or sky nearby? Journal pause. Russian astronauts encounter angels in space. The article about the 1984 Russian space crew may provide answers. Their highly publicized encounters give way to the possibility that others may have been visited by beings resembling angels. In July 1984, the Salyut 7 was on the 155th day of its mission. Things were going well until there was a disturbing transmission from Russian cosmonauts. Commander Oleg Petkov, Vladimir Solovyov, and Leonid Kizim. They claimed that the space station had suddenly become surrounded by very bright orange light. crew of 3 aboard the Salyut 7 all contended that when they looked out of the spaceport window, hovering in space in front of the space station, were 7 enormous winged beings. The crew estimated the otherworldly life forms at about 90 feet in height. The crew described the creatures as having calm, smiling faces. And it was from these angelic beings that bright light was supposedly emanating. As the team observed the unidentified life, they claimed only to feel calm and peacefulness. They said they felt no fear during the encounter. According to the witnesses, the beings they described as angels matched the speed of the space station and remained in the same position for around 10 minutes before departing. Later, they dismissed the event and concluded that they had probably been in space too long and had experienced a mass hallucination. They may have convinced themselves of a short stint of insanity until day 167 of their mission. The Salyut added 3 cosmonauts, Svetlana Savitskaya, Igor Folk, and Vladimir Janibekov. After the new crew members joined the space station, all 6 crew members looked out of the portholes and saw several massive angelic beings. Once more, unordinary beings were hovering in space outside with pleasant smiles. This time they knew it couldn't be hallucinations. Movie's connection with unworldly creatures. The Russian astronauts' encounters in space created a connection for me. When I recalled the angel creatures in the Hercules Hills, broader possibilities of the winged creatures being closely related or originating from the same technology became more probable. The mystery accelerated when I recalled movies I had enjoyed decades earlier. Many of these films showcase angel-looking beings and life forms that appeared remarkably similar. I found many parallels throughout films like The Abyss and other blockbusters, science, fiction films. The cinematic thriller The Abyss encouraged me to consider that aliens may use great filmmakers of our time to introduce images of planetary beings. Imagine if our thoughts could be accessed, like the internet, by beings with powerful abilities to influence our minds. Could we unknowingly download their messages and data and suddenly become inspired to create and showcase their information through our work of art or our prodigious talents to the planet? Are the great filmmakers of our time, like Steven Spielberg, tapping into a more fantastic pool of universal knowledge that crosses the threshold of fantasy and reality and into extraterrestrial worlds? Attached are snapshots of the extraterrestrials featured in the 1989 science fiction and adventure film, The Abyss. The motion picture presented intelligent life forms that looked identical to the angelic characters I witnessed in 2003. Did James Cameron come across the Russian astronauts' experience and generate aliens that match their appearance from their testimonials? Or did he, or whoever was responsible for developing the characters, inspirationally see them within their dreams or imagination? Could I have created the angelic characters solely in my mind after watching The Abyss 13 years before their sudden appearance? These are only a few of the countless possibilities. Journal continued. About noon, after spending time with the angelic creatures for about 30 minutes outside, I invited my mom to the house. When she arrived, the winged beings were still glowing in bright and distinct light between a sun-drenched sky. At first glance, they most likely wouldn't be noticed immediately. The rich sunlight concealed them from being seen by casual observers. I was careful not to contaminate my mother's intellect as I led her into the backyard. I did not mention anything about angels. I told her there was something important that I wanted her to see at the house. I told her to look just below the clouds and tell me what she observed. Initially, her virgin eyes adjusted to the voluptuous clouds and sunlight, until about 10 minutes later, when she expressed uncontrollable delight. My God, angels are floating in the sky and looking down at me? As my mother praised the angelic creatures, the group leader began communicating with her solely through eye movements and subtle changes with its massive wings. My eyes welled up with tears as my mother enjoyed their interaction. Later, she conveyed that she had dreamt of witnessing a sighting of angels, spaceships, or some experience that most would deem a miracle since childhood. So, I was enormously pleased and delighted that I had genuinely catered to the assistance of making her dream come true. Regardless of where the angels came from or if they were truly angels or just advanced holograms created by an alien race, what better gift could a proud son give his mother, who struggled and sacrificed her life to keep her children on the right track? My beautiful mom and I spent time together with the strange beings in the sky for about 30 minutes before the radical winds created a disturbance. They moved the white sterling clouds, my bulldog companion, and the angels swiftly behind the hills as an outstanding theater performance commenced. Although the air had become turbulent, my mom and I patiently waited for what was coming next. A brief period later, something astonishing formed in the riveting views. Surprisingly, my mom saw a new wonder as her vision appeared superior to mine. She could make out images of white and gray human figures moving across the sky, like one big happy family. The figures held hands together while gliding across the blue sky directly above us. I labeled these characters the holding hand figures. The holding hand figures would be tough to notice for anyone who barely investigates the sky for longer than a few seconds. Attached below is an example almost identical to the holding hand figures. Despite the colorful array, they were only seen in gray and white. They blended with the sky and were difficult to observe by merely glancing. Hundreds of holding hand figures glided against the backdrop of the sky. They embodied unity and family-oriented energy. This was purely my opinion, based on my feelings, and nothing I could prove. Nevertheless, they held my mother and me spellbound. My mother and I were at one with everything we examined throughout the morning and early afternoon. Both of us were whirling in joy. The miraculous day consolidated our bond as mother and son and our love and appreciation for each other. As the afternoon stretched the stitches of time, the orange-pinkish clouds that had pushed away from the festive scene, filled with characters of the dream world, reappeared. The clouds raped the sky of its natural beauty in very little time. They illuminated the stage with a firestorm of smoky, fiery red clouds that appeared poised and ready to unleash hell. Journal entry ends.